Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Olunloyo. It is April 17th, 2025. Let's talk about Kemi Talks Life and the continuation of my docu-series about my life. I'm still talking about my dad and his influence in my life. A lot of occult, a lot of juju. This episode particularly talks about most of those jujus and how I caught my dad red-handed with the juju. I want you to be very careful when watching this. Discretion is advised, especially at the end of this video. I don't know whether it's going to be the end or the beginning, but I'm going to post some tweets that I posted in 2015. They're very disturbing. Everything you do in life must be documented, and journalism is a rough draft of history because history shapes the past, present, and the future. Discretion is advised for some of the stuff I'm going to say now. For those of you who said I didn't say all these things when my dad was alive, I did. Think about it. Where were you in 2015 when I did Daddy Dearest, a docu-series and a podcast audio on SoundCloud, which detailed all the atrocities my father had committed to our family? I'm trying not to cry. It is so disturbing. First, I need you to help me. Donate to my GoFundMe if you're outside the country. And if you're in the country, please help me on the non-GoFundMe platforms. I really appreciate the donations. I want to go to psychotherapy because it's affecting me, and I don't want to commit suicide. I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to get better and get this thing gone. His death became an event that brought all these memories back, and I need to explain to Nigerians exactly how they can avoid this happening to them. I'm getting your DMs, I'm getting your emails, I'm reading everything. Sorry, I can't reply anybody, but I'm reading everybody, and many of you are suffering the same, and you can't talk. Try to brace up and open your mouths and talk. Talk therapy makes it better, and this is why I'm talking again in today's episode. On the 17th of March, 2015, right around a month before my father's 80th birthday, I told you I did a docu-series on SoundCloud. What happened in my house was my father had told everybody to come and see him if they want to be in politics. My sister came, my brother came from abroad. Those ones that came from abroad got the same treatment I got. My father didn't do anything, didn't get them any jobs. Every time they went to the house, oh, I'm tired, oh, I have a headache, oh, my blood pressure, he always had an excuse. And I remember telling you that my mother said, you're just using your children for power, and nobody can get them a job in the federal government or in politics except God. I couldn't go back. I sold everything I had. I left an autistic child with the system. And basically the whole deal about it was, you have to really think about it this way. You have to move on. I have 3 first-class degrees, pharmacy, journalism, and PR. I applied to so many broadcast places. MITV Ibadan hired me. Petals FM hired me. And so was Radio Nigeria. That was before I went to Canada. So let's focus on Petals and MITV. Both jobs actually fired me. Petals FM, I was there for a month. They didn't pay me. They didn't pay many employees, but I kept hounding them. Then they said they didn't need me anymore. That's a firing. They did not pay me till today. Inka Odumaki owns that station and he owes me 900,000. His wife, Joe Odumaki, never paid many of us. A lot of people left Petals and went elsewhere. But at the end of the day, to me, everything's spiritual. MITV, I slapped somebody on my 50th birthday, which I used to give the TV station ratings after the TV show and the radio show. And now I was supposed to cut my cake at the lobby. The security guy said I can't cut my cake in the lobby. That's a perfect area. He was pissed off and he started insulting me and I slapped him. That was my last day. The owner of the station said they should fire me and that was it. I left. I can't say everything is blamed on my dad. But after that, I didn't talk. I didn't say anything. I tried to work in different places. No, I didn't get a job. It's not about getting fired in 2 places for mild things. I wanted to talk, and Fani Kayode said, no, don't call out any of these TV or radio stations because you'll be on a blacklisted, whatever. I didn't call out anybody. I didn't say anything. But yes, I was blacklisted within the realms of spirituality. Can you imagine that? Couldn't get a job. Chief PA Korede came to our house for my grandmother's funeral. He actually asked me for my CV. He wanted to. He said if I can come and work at Splash FM once a week, that I have the best voice in Nigeria, if not the world. And I told my dad, sharing that with my dad somehow called PA Korede to hire me. So I didn't get that job at Splash FM. At the end of the day, somebody in Splash FM left and went to Inspiration FM, and that person came and told me that when PA Korede wanted to hire me, there was someone else in there who said, don't hire her. Don't bring her to Splash FM. She's a mad woman. Davido called her a mad woman. So Davido is God. Then my dad already called the owner of Splash FM, because I remember he was saying, oh, let me negotiate the best for you, 500,000 a month, blah, 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 blah. If you let my dad know what you're doing, it will not go through. You remember that CV that I gave my dad? Okay. My son was told to come and live in Molite so Daddy could teach him mathematics and he can do well in school. Rich KJT went to live in Molite. Remember what happened there? They found a coffin under his bed. My dad's wife, Ronke, said my mom put the coffin there for her own son who doesn't live there anymore. Everybody started pushing this thing on the other. Who put the shigidi, the little coffin that the Yahoo boys, who put it on there? They never knew who put it. But my son slept on that bed, stayed there. My dad didn't teach him any mathematics. He was always tired, blood pressure, this. So KJ came back to call about where we are. What happened on the morning of the 17th was that they just happened to be having an argument with my dad, when all of a sudden he would tell you to take his bags to the Jeep so that he can go out. My father would carry books with him, bags of medicine, bag, and one black bag like that with all his stuff. So as I was carrying the bag to my dad's car, it somehow opened, and there was my CV, my son's exercise book in school, and a bunch of rituals, a coffin. Things that were tied together, like something tying your destiny, charms tied together, a coffin, and a lot of different gray powders, and juju in my father's bag with my CV and my son's book. Do you know the hardship my son has gone through in America since he left? Do you know? You should go to Rich KJT Music on Instagram and read his post in November on his birthday. That's the work of my family. My dad did juju to me and my son so that we stay in bondage, we can't get jobs, we can't get money. A financial curse was placed on us, and so on and so forth. Every hardship I've had is this man's fault. On that day, I attacked my dad. I grabbed the bag and I broke the windows of the Jeep that Jimobi gave him, the governor's black Jeep. I smashed the windows. I went to his office upstairs. I smashed all the windows. I found more rituals in his office. It was chaos. And that's where Korede comes in. You see what Korede wrote, his PA. Kemi is to be seen, not heard. They tagged me as a mad woman, that I was smashing everything. I'm to be seen, never heard. They tagged me as a mad woman to everybody. They did all these things, and now the chains are breaking. The police commissioner arrived. He didn't know who to arrest. He said he has to call the IGP because he saw charms and he didn't want to touch anything. This is how bad it got. If I don't keep records, tweets, and all this documentation, no one will believe me. So look at those tweets. It's very disturbing at the end of this video. Be careful in this world. Nobody's your family. Daddy ele sunre. Mo ti ní kẹ́ sunre, ele sunre pẹ̀lú gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ yìí. Ẹ fi mí ṣoògùn, mi ò ríṣẹ́, mi ò rówó, mo ń struggle, mi ò lè run journalism outfit. Ẹ wá gba CV mi, ẹ fi ṣe oògùn.